morning, class. So are you ready today? So if you are ready, then let's go. So before that, when I say ready na, you say let's go, Sir Jeff. And when I say let's go, class, you say I'm ready, sir. Okay? So ready na? Alright, so let's go. Alright. So our lesson for today is all about consumer protection. So first, I have a question. So who could benefit from the consumer protection? Alright, Miss Cristel, you are now recognized. Oh, that's correct. So, all of us are the beneficiary of the consumer protection. Why? It is because we are all consumer. Your mother, your father, your sister, your teachers, and your friends are all consumer. So, consumer protection is a practice of safeguarding buyers of goods and services and the public against unfair practices in the marketplace. So that is a consumer protection. So, it is used to safeguard buyers. So it is for us. It is for us to be protected by those seller or those unfair seller in the market. So government rules, for instance, may call for companies to provide comprehensive information on their goods, particularly in industries where public health or safety is a concern, like food or automobiles. So government has a big role for this. So the seller or the company needs to have an approved to the government. For an example is the DTI. Okay, so when the company sell their product, they must first seek for the approval in DTI. For an example, you are selling a beverage. So before you sell it in the market, you need to have an approval. So first, you need to have a presentation of your label. You need to present the ingredients or the price of the product. So it is so very important when you sell products. It is because it is to avoid overpricing and it is to secure the safety of the consumer. Alright. So, what is a consumer law? So consumer law is often as a consumer protection law. It is thought of as a branch of law that governs the private legal interactions between specific consumers and the companies that sell those goods and services. So now that you know that we have a consumer law, because it is very important as consumer to be protected. Yes, it is very important. Product liability, privacy rights, unfair business practices, fraud, misinterpretation, and other consumer business interactions are just a few of the many times that fall under the umbrella of consumer protection. So do you follow? Alright, that's good. So, what is a consumer rights? Or what are the consumer rights? So you should know your rights. So first, there are 2, 4, 6, 8 consumer rights, namely, the first is the right to safety, the second one is the right to choose, the third one is the right to be heard, the fourth one is the right to be informed, the fifth one is the right to healthy environment, the next one is the right to redress, the next one is the right to consumer education, and the next one is the right to basic needs. So these are the consumer rights or our rights as a consumer. So that's correct. Alright, so before I will discuss the 8 consumers' rights, so first take a look of this video. After that, I will be going to discuss the 8 rights of the consumer. have you understand the video? Oh, so if not, then let me discuss to you the 8 rights of the consumer. So the first right refers to the basic needs. So this right ensures availability of basic goods and services to consumers at affordable prices and good quality of products. It involves adequate food, clothing, shelter, healthcare, education, public utilities, water, and sanitation to lead a decent life. So as consumer, it is our rights to have a decent life. So the government secures that the prices that the market sells are affordable and that can achieve to any one of the Filipinos. So that is the first right. So the second one is the rights to pertains safety. So this right assures consumers to be protected against marketing of goods which are injurious to health and life. Consumers are assured that manufacturers of consumer products undertake extensive safety and performance testing before selling their products in the market. So, we have the rights to pertain safety because as what we have said, safety first. So that is the correct. So we need to have a safety. So when we buy products, so the seller or the manufacturer ensures that the product that they're selling are safe to use. So they are undergo so many processes before they sell their products in the market to ensure that the products that they sell are safe to use. Alright. So the third is the right to information. So this is the right of consumers to be protected against dishonest or misleading advertising or labeling, and the right to be given the facts and information needed to make an informed choice. Consumers have the right to receive adequate information about products on which to base buying decision. So as consumer, we have the right to be informed, or we have the right to acquire the right information for us to be guided what are the products or what products are we going to buy or what products do we need just to have a decent life. So the next one, okay, the fourth one is the right to choose. So this deals with the right to choose products and services at competitive prices. With an assurance of satisfactory quality, consumers expect a wide array of goods and services which are offered in the market with diverse brands, sizes, shapes, colors, and with the differences in the price, quality, and use. So as a consumer, we have the right to choose. So for an example, when you are buying a cell phone, so as consumer, we have the right to choose the price, the quality, the color, or any shapes of the products that we want because it is our consumer right to choose. So for an example, you are looking for a cell phone that has a better camera, so you are free to choose whether what cell phone do you prefer or what cell phone do you want. So it is your choice to select product, not the seller's choice. Okay? Very good. Next, the fifth right refers to representation. The right to representation is also known as the right to be heard. So, this is the right to express consumers' interest in the making and execution of government policies that will have an impact on the supply of goods and services of the consumers. So one good example for this is the issue on our petroleum. So the petroleum supply in the market has a very low supply. So the people tend to say that we need to have an enough supply of petroleum for the rollback of the price of the petroleum. The sixth is the right to redress. So this is the right of consumers to be compensated for misinterpretation, shoddy goods, or unsatisfactory services. Under these rights, consumers expect defective goods to be replaced or money refunded by the seller or the dealer. So, one good example for this, like what I have said a while ago, is when you are buying cell phone. So, if you buy a cell phone, when you test it in your home, when it is defective, so you have the right to return it to seller and replace a good one. So, think of that and remember that. And the seventh right is pertains to consumer education. This is the right to acquire the knowledge and skills necessary to be an informed consumer. Consumers may look forward to the three sectors of society. The business, the government, and the consumer would embark on an informed campaign through media on consumer-related issues, as well as a series of seminars, conferences for training and public hearings for the welfare of the consumer. So as a consumer, we have the rights to acquire the knowledge of a consumer education. We have the rights to attend in conference, to attend in seminar in the relation to the consumer education, or in the relation to our rights as a consumer. And the next one, the last, is the concerns of a healthy environment. So these rights assures consumer to live, work in an environment which is neither threatening nor dangerous, and which permits a life of dignity and well-being. So as a consumer or a worker, so we have the rights to pertain a healthy environment, not a dangerous one. So when we are working, so the company is responsible for our safety and for our health, and because working in a company or working in some areas related to producing goods, so we cannot avoid some errors or some mistakes while doing our tasks. So the company has the responsibility for ensuring that the place are safe and the people are safe while working, or the consumers are safe while using the product. So that is the last one. Okay, do you follow? Oh, very good. So, in 1962, President John F. Kennedy outlined what he called the Consumer Bill of Rights. So, the bill stated that every person has four basic consumers' rights: the right to be informed, the right to choose, the right to safety, and the right to be heard. So, these rights received a lot of attention from the consumers movement. So it is a movement to pass laws protecting consumers from unfair and unsafe business practices. And over the years, four other rights were added. So you also have rights as a consumer responsibilities. So use of data is required to apply to you. So make wise of the product selections and use safety and develop your shopper skills. So you own it responsibilities to voice and seek redress when a problem arises. Now, we have finally discussed all the consumer protection and the rights of a consumer. So do you have something to learn today? Alright. So now my question is, are we really loved by the government? Yes, we are very loved by the government. In fact, they gave us the rights of a consumer. So as a consumer, we should use our rights and we should use our protection in a right manner. Don't use your rights in a wrong manner. Okay, so that's all for today. Goodbye, class. Alright, thank you so much.